It was a cold January day. The year was only a week old, and the lingering celebratory feeling felt rather ominous than festive. The disappearance of a 6-year-old child felt like a rock deep in the pits of every detective's stomach that was desperately looking for her. Where could a tiny girl run off to? She couldn't run off to play, no. How could a little girl, a 6-year-old at that, get a heavy ladder to climb out of her bedroom window? This wasn't a prank pulled by a toddler. It was the work of something sinister. Something or someone evil was lurking just around the corner, possibly even beneath the detectives. As the frantic search continued, one detective couldn't shake off the feeling that they were looking in the wrong place. On a mere hunch, the sewers were ordered to be searched. Nothing could have prepared the Chicago police for what they found next. The head of 6-year-old Suzanne Diggin.
Wait. Hold your horses.
Uy, qué
A la
asombroso,
madre.
¿verdad?
A la madre. O sea, me estás diciendo que fue, bueno, estamos grabando este episodio en la primera semana de enero y me estás diciendo que eso sucedió en la primera semana de enero. ¿De qué año?
De 1946.
O sea, ¿hace cuántos años?
Del 2026?
80.
80 years.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Ok, regresando al story, voy a contar un history del alleged killer. Ok. Bueno, también vamos a tocar otros issues muy importantes that are very relevant to today's story.
Pero que todo lo relaciona al asesino.
Yes, todo. Because I feel like there were many victims besides poor Suzanne. And we'll go ahead and continue with the story.
Okay.
So our story begins with a boy. William Heirens was born on November 15th of 1928. He was born in Evanston, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And for the sake of the story, yo le voy a decir Bill. We're going to call him Bill.
Billy Bill. Okay.
So Billy's family is of German descent, and I think this fact is very important, so we'll touch on that later. Bill's family resided in the suburb of Lincolnwood, yeah. Mm-hmm. Not a shabby area.
Yeah.
But during this time, Bill and his family, they were experiencing the Great Depression. So, por los que no saben, the Great Depression or la Gran Depresión fue...
Cuando todos se deprimieron.
Bueno, sí, pero era una grave crisis económica mundial que se extendió del año 1929 a 1939. Ya, bien largo. Este periodo se caracterizó por altas tasas de desempleo y pobreza, drásticas reducciones en la producción industrial y el comercio internacional y numerosas quiebras bancarias y empresariales en todo el mundo. Eso lo agarré de Wiki, ¿ok?
Güey, toda mi vida he vivido en la Gran Depresión.
Seguimos deprimidos, ¿ok? Nunca salimos.
Seguimos en la Gran Depresión.
Ya, pero no, o sea, era un tiempo súper gacho. Still gacho, pero era un tiempo...
O sea, peor que como está ahorita.
Sí, porque, bueno, especialmente para Bill y su familia, porque eran pobres, they were poor. Y más aparte, like, World War II was a very big thing that was, like, affecting people, especially here in Chicago. So despite the economic and financial instability, the Heirens family were doing everything they could to keep the family from being even more poor. Mm-hmm. Ellos tenían un flower shop ahí mismo in Lincolnwood. It was owned by his parents. Bill's dad, George Heirens, he was a very hard worker. Like, he had 2 sons. And he was instilling a work ethic for both both of them. Like, él quería que fueran, like, buenos hombres, trabajadores.
Hombres de bien.
Yeah, hombres de vida. Y bueno, from a very, like, they were, like, from a very early age, like, they taught their sons, like, good and bad, and, like, moral values, porque they were Roman Catholic. And, like, they...
Como vosotros,
Yeah,
como vosotros.
yeah.
Eran buenos.
Eran
Buenos.
gente
Eran
decente.
buenos,
Yeah,
como
they were good.
Como
They were...
uno. Ejemplos así.
But no, they were just regular people. But I would dare say that Bill's personality was more noble. And the only reason I'm saying this is because his younger brother would get bullied by the other kids in the neighborhood. And Bill, being the big brother that he was, would go and defend his brother. Se peleaba, you know?
As he should.
Yeah, as he should. I have younger siblings, so I would 100% defend my siblings. So he wouldn't be out there looking for fights. Like, it was never violent. Like, he wasn't like, oh, I was messing with my brother, bing, bing, bing. No, like, it was very like, hey, don't pick on him or else, you know, y luego se peleaban y ya. But it was very normal, you know, very normal. And I mean, me personally, I don't really think.
Ya, tú no serías así.
No,
Tú
but.
serías, who's messing with my brother?
Yo sí voy a
Ábranse. Éntrenle.
Pero yo digo eso because he, like, I just don't think it's a very a big sign of a serial killer. Like, there was no violence in his. Like, he never showed any violent characteristics.
Sí, porque eso es que como los asesinos seriales tienen como el trío de McDonald's, ¿no? Como tres cosas que los llevan a ser asesinos.
And, like, I mean, he was also not like I don't know if this would be like the right term, but like, he wasn't showing like any like psychopath or sociopath tendencies. Like, he wasn't out here like hurting animals or anything. Like, he was just a regular kid.
Bueno,
like,
a lo que se ve, tuvo una infancia normal.
Yes, it was normal. And there's no violent incidents recorded either in his childhood or even in his teenage years. Like, he was just not a fighter. In fact, Bill was more of a lover boy. He was more of a lover, not a fighter. And he viewed life rather romantically and expressed his viewpoint when he would write letters to friends and family. He was really big on writing. And yeah. But when did it all go downhill for Bill? Or when did he snap? Okay, otro traguito. Porque sí, porque luego se va a poner
Luego se va a poner
Y sí, la neta sí me va a dar mucho coraje. Y les voy a contar por qué.
Pues desconozco la historia de él.
Sí, para...
Y me da.
Yes, ok. Pero bueno, mencioné que la familia de Bill eran católicos. Y tenían pues valores morales. And in some way that was good, but it also wasn't as good. For example, Bill's parents, ellos se peleaban hasta la madre, güey. Like, they were constantly fighting. So he grew up, I guess, in a toxic home.
Una familia católica normal.
A regular Roman Catholic family, okay?
Ya no sé por qué.
Speaking from experience. No, but...
Amá, no es cierto.
No, but you know what? Maybe he was a little Mexican, but
Como cualquier matrimonio, tienen problemas.
Sí, tienen problemas. Y bueno, his mom and dad had lots of problems, a lot of them. And well, him and his brother, they would witness this a lot. You know, they were constantly seeing cómo se peleaban, like, and it was very, like, he described it like, you know, like screaming matches. Y obviamente, like, you know, like, he's so young, and like, to see your parents fight, like, obviously that affects you. But divorce, you know, being Catholic, eso jamás.
Pero ya siendo un poquito más metiche, ¿sabes de qué eran los problemas? Económicos, extramaritales.
Yes, like, it had a lot to do with money. And I mean, money is always the root source
it's
of
always
all.
an issue.
It's always an issue between couples, married couples, and like it was getting to the family, that they just didn't have enough, or like they couldn't have enough, so then they just started like fighting over more things. Besides that, they would describe it as like our personalities just are different,
Así soy.
Así soy,
Así soy,
y
si
no
te
voy a
gusta.
cambiar por nadie, like así me van a
Típico
querer.
papá.
Yes,
Así
and
soy.
like they were just like stubborn, like in their own ways, like a normal married couple, I guess. Yes, but divorce was never an option. Like they were not gonna divorce. Nope.
Son católicos
Well,
de
yeah,
los
they're
30. ¿Qué te
Catholic,
pasa?
like,
¿Qué te pasa? No,
I
eso
know they
jamás. Esto jamás sucederá.
Yes, so unfortunately, Bill and his brother, well, they had to endure the fights, and yeah, so there was a strain in the relationship, and era como si la familia, the entire family, was not acknowledging it. Kind of treating it like that, like, normal, like, it happens, like, that's marriage,
Cualquier familia
like,
normal de los 30.
yeah, so, like, and witnessing, his parents fighting, the struggle for money, all while being a kid, like, Bill didn't really have anyone to talk to, and, like, he wasn't really, like, talking to his brother either. Well, neither of them, because they're growing up. So Bill turned to other things, darker things.
Oh.
Bill, yeah.
Se pone interesante.
Bill was entering, adolescencia, and he was starting to feel more rebellious, as teenagers do. And we all experienced something similar growing up. However, Bill was picking up a horrible hobby: burglary. Yeah, he was stealing. Like, he was a big time stealer. Like, he loved it.
Ay, ¿quién en su adolescencia no se robó algo? ¿Tú te robaste algo?
No. Bueno, sí. Yes. I'm gonna talk about it. Oh my god.
¿Qué te robaste?
So, this is so embarrassing. Okay, it was so embarrassing. But when I was a third grader, there was this one girl, I didn't like her. And she had this little stuffed animal. I don't know, like maybe it was like a toy, like a little toy, like maybe you got from like a McDonald's Happy Meal. And I hated her. I didn't like her. But I also wanted her toy. And my elementary school,
lo quiero.
Yeah, lo veo y lo quiero. It's gonna be mine. And look at this. I planned it all in my head, because like the locker, I know where she kept this stuffed toy. Like, she had it up in a little shelf in her locker, and our lockers didn't have locks at that time. You would have like a locker partner, and then that was it. So un día yo le dije al teacher, I have to use the bathroom to get the hallway pass. When no one was in the hallway, I went into her locker and I grabbed the stuffed animal.
No.
Y me lo llevé a mi casa, dude. Like, my heart was pounding.
Todavía lo tengo.
You know what? I did try looking for it, but like, I guess I was so mortified that I had done something like that.
Lo enterré.
Yes, I got rid of it. Like, I had to get rid of it because I couldn't even see it, even though
Me iba a llevar
wanted
la
it.
policía.
Pero, y sabes que I was gonna like come forward with it, but then I saw like how sad she was and how she was telling the teacher.
¿Confesaste?
No, me quedé como like, serves you right, bitch. No.
Te lo merecía.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's because she was very mean to me. Like, she was one of those mean girls. So I just took something from her, okay? And I regretted it, but when I saw how sad she was, I didn't regret it. Call me Regina George. Nah. No, that was my Regina George moment, okay? But no. Okay. No, regresando al story, okay? Okay, that, and desde entonces
Es que,
I've
güey, sí
never
te veo
stolen.
haciendo eso, sí te veo haciendo eso.
No, I'm not a bad person, I promise.
Te
No.
voy a ver qué me falta en mi casa.
Sticky hands. No. No, but I promise. That was the one and only time because no, I felt horrible. Like I did feel horrible, but like I also like I don't know. It was just complicated because I'm a third grader. I'm a 9-year-old at that time. You know that was dumb. I that was so dumb. Like I even think about it. I was like I can't believe I did that. But desde entonces like I've never stolen anything. Like no, right?
Como que no, te robaste el corazón de Ozzy.
Y de otros, no, I'm just kidding.
No. Bueno, conozco varios.
We're not airing dirty laundry right now. And speaking of dirty laundry, going back to the story, like Bill, he was stealing girls like women's underwear. Like he was a panty raider, basically.
¿Para qué? ¿Los ponía?
No.
¿O los olía?
Bueno, I don't know what he would do with them, but he had a collection of panties, dude. Like when, cause he's
Oye, pero bueno, se robaba los calzones de las niñas.
yeah.
Pero imagínate, es como los 30, casi. Sí, en los 30, ¿no? Porque nació en el 28.
Yeah,
como en los 30, 40, early 40s.
Yeah, like he's like a kid. Like
Yeah.
he's like a teenager.
Güey, ¿te imaginas los calzones de back in the time? Eran shorts, güey.
They were like
Eran un short, ¿viste? El chavo del
Con
8
like-
con los corazoncitos. Ay, no.
Yeah, pero yeah. I don't know why he was interested in them, okay? I don't know,
Okay.
like, pero
Eran otros tiempos.
eran otros tiempos. And that wasn't the only thing he was stealing. That was one of the weird things. Like, when the police, like, because eventually he'll get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
When the police were, like, when they, like, find, like, the stuff that he has stolen, like, he has stolen other things, like, not a lot of money, but, like, just, like,
Cosas de
loose
valor?
change. Not really, like, none of the things he would steal were that of value.
O sea, no lo robaba para vender.
Yeah, no, yeah, he would
Okay.
never, he would keep them. But he would steal like guns.
Entonces lo robaba como para trofeos, como para quedarse.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And you know what? I do believe that, you know, being so young, growing up poor, he probably, like, you know, I'm assuming, I'm not like a psychologist or anything, I wouldn't know, but I'm just assuming that, like, you know, growing up poor and not having things, the stealing se le hizo fácil, you know, because
Pero no tenía calzones.
esto me queda.
Estos de corazoncito con Holanda abajo.
No, imagínate,
Sí.
se agacha y se le ve la tanga.
¿No?
No, but
Cada quien sus traumas.
cada quien sus gustos, you know? Pero yeah, and I, you know, like, it is strange. It is strange that he would do that. And there is like, they do talk about it in this book, in case you guys didn't. I didn't introduce this book. But it is possible that, like, this infatuation with women's underwear, or this impulse, started when he was like 9, 11 years old, because he witnessed a couple like doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, you know, he's so young, he's witnessing this, like,
era más como una imitación porque pensaba que eso era lo cool.
Possibly, or I don't know, like, al momento que, like, estuvo viendo y le bajaron los calzones a la tipa, like, I don't know, you know, like.
Oh, ya entendí. Okay, yo me he ido por el lado inocente, okay.
No, he witnessed the entire scene, like a rated R scene.
De calzón.
Okay? Yeah. So, you know, so like I get the feeling that maybe that might have
Eso sí.
Like it might have
podría
made
como
him
llegar a perturbar un poco.
Yes, and I do think that, like, you know, like, being poor, like, having a family, like, having a broken family, constantly fighting, and then this, like, I feel like that made him, like, want to start stealing women's underwear. Because at this point, like, he was stealing, like, let me go back. He was a delivery boy, like working for his family shop, and even when they lost the shop, he was still like an errands boy. So like, you know, like he was taking deliveries to people, the change. Sometimes like he wouldn't like take the money, but like if there was loose change, like it started like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Taking a coin and like then taking more things eventually. And you know, like he liked it. He liked the thrill of stealing. Like it's weird.
Yo creo
but,
que era
like,
más como la adrenalina. ¿no?
yes,
La,
I would, yeah, like I would say it was more like an adrenaline thing.
Like más,
Yeah,
más
and-
psicológico, más, como el estar en peligro.
Yeah.
Porque siente chido tener adrenalina.
Yeah, and you know, like, and again, I do think that like because of the way he grew up, like, you know, like why do people have stuff and I don't have stuff? I'm gonna take their stuff, you know, like I do think that had a lot to do with this impulse, and this hobby of his, the burglary. But yeah, like he was helping out with deliveries. That's how he was able to have access to like stealing, because he was breaking into people's homes, like basements. Um, Eventually he would start doing a ladder to get into people's homes if they lived higher up.
Oh.
But he was mostly a basement kind of dude, or like checking to see if the doors were open.
Pero como que fue escalando, ¿no?
It would
arriesgarse un poquito más.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually, like he would, like, you know, he would start planning, because like he would like tell his friends, "Oh, I'm going on a walk" or something, you know. And then that's when he would be like out scoping like areas or like places that he would go rob. But he was stealing like keys, wallets,
Cosas sin
maybe.
valor.
Yeah, well, yeah, because technically he would steal guns if he would find the guns, but he would never use them or sell them. And speaking of guns, in June of 1942, he's 13. He's 13 at this time, and he gets arrested for the first time. Why? Because the police caught him with a gun.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, he had a gun, so he's taken in for having that when he shouldn't. And then, you know, that's when he confessed to the police that he's a burglar, you know, because they asked him, like, how did you get there?
La pistola, si vieran los calzones, la de calzones que tengo en casa.
You know, and yeah, like, nada, bro.
Me robo las pistolas y también sus fundas.
Oh my god, no. But yeah, so you know, he confessed at least to like 9 different burglaries before that one. And I don't know, because he's 13 at this. 13, yeah, he's already done 9 that he confessed, you know, like there might be some that he didn't even mention, you know. And I want you to know that, like, he's mentioned it, like, and you guys could read about it here in this book, but like la policía le metió una putiza, güey. Like they beat the shit out of him, like like after they confessed it, they were like, oh, like, you want to steal? Me. Now you're not gonna steal, you know, like. And keep in mind, this is police brutality hasn't really gone away, but like at this time it's a different time, you know, like.
Antes era más descarado.
Yes.
Sigue habiendo, pero ya no es tan descarado.
Yes, agreed. So they beat him. They do beat him, and this is where Bill becomes kind of afraid of the police. Not afraid to stop, though. Not afraid to stop.
No lo dejó de hacer.
No lo dejó de hacer. But now he was afraid of the police.
Cuidado.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yes. So he's, you know, like, he's been caught, and because he's a minor, he's sent to a reform school. The first one he's sent to is the Gibbolt. I hope I'm saying that right. Gibbolt School for Boys. I'm gonna take a little sip because I'm thirsty.
Que era como un reformatorio, okay.
It was a
Para los desmadrosos, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a school for boys.
Como un correctional?
Yes, like a correctional facility or a school at that time. And this was located in Terrahuat in Indiana. It's in Indiana. I don't know. Yeah, they send him over there.
Ese rancho que...
Lo mandan al rancho.
Lo mandaron a sembrar papa.
They should have done that to him, but no. Y bueno, ahí duró un año. He was there for a year, and from July of 1942 to June of 1943.
Mm-hmm.
So he was there, and he was okay for first, you know, like, and
pues
then
sí, llegas con miedo.
yes, you do. And so for a second they were like, okay, maybe he's fine, and then he wasn't fine because lo volvieron a agarrar.
Obvio.
They took him in again.
Obvio.
He got caught again stealing.
Oh.
And this time they sent him to St. Bede Academy, which is another reform school. So
¿En Indiana?
you know what? I think this one might have been in Illinois. Wait. Let me fact check that for you.
Fact check, porque aquí no
Yeah.
damos datos falsos.
No,
Aquí
at least we
hablamos
don't
con la verdad. Con la verdad absoluta de Wikipedia.
No, I use that to translate. I use that to translate. No seas
Era broma. Yo creo que debe de ser algo aquí cercano.
Oh my God, it's in Peru, Illinois.
Ay, güey, yo en Perú.
Ay, Perú,
No, allá
there's
en
a Perú.
Allá con las llamas.
You didn't know that? Like, see, it's in Peru,
Yo sabía que era
Illinois.
en Perú, Illinois, pero
Yeah.
no sabía que
So,
este es Perú. Ok. A Machu Picchu. A conocer una de las 7 maravillas del mundo. Se
No.
robó una llama de allá. Una llama.
Oh my God, you're funny for that one. No. But yeah, but that had happened. And he liked this school. Like he actually liked it. I believe he was there. Like he liked it a lot. He ended up being there for 3 years. Yeah, and believe it or not, he was actually a really good student. Like all his like teachers there, like his instructors would actually praise him. Because he was actually a very smart kid. Like he was smart. He was just very misguided. Like very misguided.
¿Cómo que buscaba atención?
Uh,
No, ¿verdad?
I
O que
wouldn't
se hubiera
say
robado
so.
cosas más de valor.
Yes, and I feel like it would have been more of a commotion. Because I don't think he ever gave, at least especially reading like the letters,
Mm-hmm.
and they're included here in the book. But like he was very poetic, very romantic. Like he liked to write, and
Muito.
yes, and like he was just like, I just don't think it was very, like, I don't know, because I just feel like if he was very self-centered, he would show more narcissistic tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
And he really wasn't showing those like tendencies, you know? There's like other books about him that will like probably say that like, yes he was, and like me, in my personal opinion, I think that's kind of reaching. I don't think that was what Bill is.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. Don't come after me.
Okay. Prosigue.
Yes, so he was there for 3 years. He liked it, and he did a lot of self-reflection. And I know this because of the letters he would write to his parents, like I mentioned in the beginning of the episode. He would send letters to his family, sounding very like apologetic. Like, I promise I'm gonna change. I know there's good in me. Like, I want to show you guys that there's good in me, and I want you guys to be proud of me. Like, and you know, he would even ask himself, like, why do I have this feeling, this crave, you know, to like go and steal? He didn't understand it himself. Like, but he was trying to. He was trying to. But mind you, he was like, I think now he was like 16. I think. or 17. So.
Porque de los 13 a los 14 se fue a Indiana y duró 3 años ahí.
Y sí.
Fue entre los 14 y los 17.
Yes.
It's 16.
Yeah, so he's about 16, 17 around this time. He was released in 1945. So there was hope that, Bill would let go of his hobby. He had hope that, like he even thought so, that he had hope that he wasn't going to be out here committing crime. And he was working despite his parents losing the flower shop. He applied and he enrolled to the University of Chicago. Because again, he was smart and he had a girlfriend. Too. Yeah. O sea, chico normal. Like, era un chico normal y por un tiempo hasta Bill creó que las cosas iban a estar bien. Pero quería novia y pues hay que tener dinero para la novia. No te creas, ¿ok?
No,
pero
sí te creo. Sí te creo.
Pero ya, pues no dejaba de robar. Por güey. ¿Ok?
Volvió a lo fácil.
Ya, regresó a lo fácil, like. And on June 26th. No, you're fine. On June 26th of 1946, tenía una cita con su novia. And well, he needed money for this date. He was gonna go on a date with his girlfriend, and so he planned. Look at this, like he had a date with like his girl, and he was already planning like how many homes, or like not how many homes, but like how much he would need, and like which homes to like target to get money from, like because he needed money. So now, yeah.
Le pensaba.
Yes. Oh, yes. And that like, because again, he was pretty smart, and like he would even talk about it in interviews, like how he would like plan these things, because again, like he would just go around the neighborhood on these walks, scope out the areas, or like even like he just got really good at it. But he also liked to plan it. Like he said that he would get some sort of excitement knowing that he was gonna do this, like, because he was never going like así a lo pendejo. Like he always had like a plan.
Lo premeditaba.
Yes, it was always premeditated. Okay. Always premeditated, and yeah, like, pero esta vez no iban a salir bien las cosas. As because obviously he was gonna get caught. So he, like, things didn't go as planned. And para que tengas una idea lo que estaba pasando en 1946, what was going on in this year, it had been almost a year since World War II had not 1940. Did I say 1942?
Yeah.
I meant 1946, y'all. 1947, my bad.
Okay.
Ya me está pegando la cerveza.
En mis clases de historia me mintieron.
No, that was my mistake.
Me mintieron.
Was my mistake. No, it was 1946, and it had just been almost a year, since World War II had ended. And also, it's the same year that Suzanne was found murdered. Remember, it was in January.
Oye, empezando el año.
Yes, empezando este año. Like, so the police were already like looking, like they were out here looking for a criminal. So, well, that and like the kill, yeah.
Criminal. Alexa. Play criminal, by
Becky G. Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, like like right now, like there was a lot of tension in Chicago. Like the war had just ended, and there was a killer on the loose, because the police had still not caught this killer. Y ya han pasado 6 months, almost half a year, and there was nobody like charged for this crime. So people right now are like freaking out, like people are not okay. Like everybody's kind of like on edge still. And remember how I mentioned he was German? Well, there was also like people were kind of iffy towards German people right now because of the
immigrants.
towards German immigrants.
Nada cambiado.
Nada cambiado. It's
Seguimos
still the
en lo
same. We're
mismo.
still in the same position, unfortunately. But yeah, so people were kind of like, you know, especially because of World War II. And it's just sad. It's just very sad.
It is.
So there, you know, so people are on edge, but there was Bill was like, you know, stealing and everything, and he ended up getting caught because I believe, and I might be wrong, but I'm more than positive it was a janitor who saw him kind of like lurking in a building, kind of like, you live here, what floor, you know, and
No
like
te he
he,
visto
you know,
antes.
yeah, and like the janitor just kind of knew like, you shouldn't be here, and you know the police were alerted, so now they're chasing him. And he's running like, you know, that man's running like a wolf. Like,
Ya no me quiero ir a Indiana.
No, Peru, no.
Pero no, por favor.
No,
Con las lamas, no.
I'm kidding. But oh my god, don't come at me, please. It's just a joke. But no, like he was scared. Like he was scared. He was very terrified of the police. Pero no se le quitaba el pinche costumbre.
La necesidad.
La necesidad. Yes, it was. I guess yeah, because he wasn't making enough with his jobs, and like he didn't have like job security either. So he was running from the police, and it was like, you know, he was just trying to enter into like any, like, I guess apartment or loft, in hopes that it was empty, like he could hide from the police. And lucky, kind of unlucky, he did find a home that was unlocked. Y ahí vivía una viejita. At the moment I forgot her name, but you know, like he's like out of breath, running and everything, and la viejita's like, oh, why are you in my home? You know, like,
Yeah.
and like, you know, he's telling her like, oh, I have some sort of like sickness, I can't breathe, asthma, something like that, you know? Que le diera un vaso de agua, a cup of water. And the old lady was like, sure, you know, here you go. Police, you know, like right away, like she called the police, and you know, he realized this, and now he's running again. And I'm just trying to picture it, because like whoever probably witnessed this, it was probably like insane. Like it was an insane police chase, because it was to the point where like people are like, stop that guy, you know, like, and he's running, like he's booking it. And he does end up getting caught though. Like he got caught. It was a big commotion. And he was caught by like these people up here. I do have the pictures. William Owens, T.P. Constant, and Abner T. Cunningham. I can't remember which one of these three dudes. My bad. They weren't even on the job. Like they were not on duty. Like they were coming back from like the lake or something with their family, and they saw this police chase, and they were like, peace to the family, and like, what? Like he just ditched his family. He was in swim trunks. Like he was out there running. Y el policía.
El güey.
Yo sí les voy a decir así. I'm very sorry. Y'all can get mad at me for it. I do not care, because these people were horrible, and they were horrible policemen. I don't care. It was pretty smart the way he caught him. It was very brutal, because he was like above, like on one of the floors. Él también se metió a las casas. The policeman, he got into the homes, and from like above some sort of apartment complex, Bill is down here, the cop is over here. There, you know how like people have like flower pots outside, like on a balcony? The policeman grabbed the potted plant, ceramic, by the way, like a ceramic potted plant, and freaking on Bill's head.
Macetazo.
Macetazo en la
Martillazo.
Macetazo en la cabeza. Oh my goodness, no. Pero sí, like,
Güey, bien Chavo del 8.
yeah, it probably from like, it probably did look goofy.
El Chavo del 8 se inspira en eso.
Oh my god. But no. It's funny now thinking about it, and I wish it was como el Chavo del Ocho, because then he could, you know, like just cry about it. But no, he threw 1, 2, 3, like he just like throwing on them. Bill had a concussion. Like they gave him a concussion. Like they basically said like, you're under arrest, and they took him to the hospital. Like, you know, well, they didn't arrest him in that moment because como, like, he's unconscious, you know, like he's bleeding out of his head. I didn't include the picture. That's my fault.
Over there. No.
Oh yes, it's right here. Oh my god, I knew it. So this is a picture of Bill. This is Bill.
Con los tres colores.
I believe so. Yes. Yes, he was taken to Bridwell Hospital.
Estaba bien morrito.
Yes, he was 17. He was 17 at this time. Like Bill was 17 when he got caught, and mind you, he was stealing. The police just thought it would be a great idea to be like, this is our killer for Suzanne. Like, and now we're gonna dive into this. Like, we're gonna dive into the police, like the sloppy, horrible work that they did for Suzanne Deegan and the other 2 victims that I have not mentioned. Yes, so there are more victims to the story. But yes, so now Bill is, you know, he's
under arrest.
He's under, they arrest him, like, as soon as, like, he opened his eyes, like, just a little bit, like, they're like, you're under arrest. Like, you know, like, don't even give him time to, like, you know, like, it was just bad. It was horrible. So he suffered a concussion at the hands of the Chicago police, and the cops, to put it simply, they are brutal terrorists. And they, again, these cops, not all cops, but at least these 3 and the rest of the Chicago police at this time, they were horrible. Okay, they were terrible. That is my personal opinion. And they were very lazy at the job, like unbelievably lazy with like the way they were handling this, and it makes me even more mad because Suzanne's family was like the police, you know, the police, they're helping us, like, we believe everything the police say, which I understand, like, they lost their 6-year-old daughter, but in a way, like, I believe, like, there was a lot more damage done to this case than actual good, because I feel like a lot of people suffered in this. And why do I say that? Why do I, like, well, to begin with, like, before Bill was taken as like the suspect, and before he became the alleged killer of Suzanne and Josephine, I can't remember the other victim's name, but these 3 women, like, the police, they had already, like, interviewed at least 370 suspects. Okay, like, from January to June, like, they had at least interviewed 370 suspects. I don't know nothing. I don't know, like, anything about, like, you know, like, handling cases like that or anything. But to me, that sounds like a lot. You know, like, it sounds like a lot, and a lot of them. Yes, like, it's very exaggerated. Like, 370 people, and like, y'all haven't been able to catch one person. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seems, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just sounds a little nuts and horrible. Like, again, I don't know nothing. Like, I don't know nothing. But that number just seems off. And to make matters worse, those 370 suspects, like, they were beating the living shit out of these suspects. Like, it was, and I'm gonna tell you about Hector Verbo. I think that's his last name. I might be saying it wrong. So Hector was one of the suspects. He was a janitor, and he used to clean a basement in a building, and this basement, this building. So they found poor Suzanne's head in a sewer, but like the rest of her body was not in there.
Yeah.
And
Like she was
yes, she was decapitated. Yes, so she was decapitated, but the rest of her limbs weren't there. The rest of her body. And eventually the police found it in the basement, and this basement just so happened to be the one Hector cleaned. Like he was a janitor there. So the police swore up and down when they like confirmed that like Hector worked there and everything. They were like, "This is our killer. This is the guy. Like we got it. We did it. Like high five, boys. You know, like
what?
Without even like investigating nothing. You know, like they were just like janitor works there. Boom, shebang, case closed. You know, we did it, guys. We did it." And it was not like that at all. It was not like that at all. So again, like because of his job, like we're placed in the CPD, like wholeheartedly believe that Hector was the guy, despite Hector claiming that he was not the killer, and there was a severe lack of evidence that that it pointed to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the police, like again, they ignored this and they proceeded to fuck up Hector for 48 hours. Like, se lo madrearon, güey. Like, they kicked him, they beat him, they tied him up, they handcuffed him, they tortured him. Like, that is the only way to describe it. Like, they literally freaking tortured this poor man. Like, I believe he was from Belgium, I believe. So he was an immigrant, like he was an immigrant, and like
Obviously.
yes, and in Suzanne's case, the police had found a ransom note. They had found a ransom note as well as the note. Right here, there's a note here when they found out. This is the other victim, Frances Brown.
Let's see.
For heaven's sake,
enter.
Catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself. So there's this message, and with Suzanne, there was a ransom note. There was like a ransom note that they found in her room, I believe, when at the moment that she was just missing before they found her. Very similar handwriting, all in English. Hector barely spoke English. So like, like it made zero sense for him to have written anything because like he wasn't even speaking the language. But the police were like, "That's our guy. That's our guy."
Hector soy yo.
I can't believe you. No. No.
Sí. Sí.
But no, yo. Pero yeah, like, excuse me, sorry, that was kind of gross. But he was not the guy. Like it was very obvious that he was not the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the police, they did not give a fuck. Okay, I want y'all to know that the police, they did not care. Like they did not want to hear that they were wrong. They were just like, "This is our guy. We're closing this case. Okay, we're gonna try him."
Caso cerrado.
Like that's how they wanted to handle it. Okay, and this is how they were trying to handle it with everybody. Okay, okay, and it's gonna get even worse for Bill. But so they torture him. They even threatened his wife, Hector's wife, to implicate her own husband in the murder. Even though like she was all like, "It couldn't have been my husband, like he was with me." Like, the strong alibi, they did not give a fuck about that. They were really telling her like, "Do it. If not, we're gonna put you in jail. We're gonna torture you." Like they were horrible. Like the police, horrible job. So they tortured Hector. Okay, tortured. If it weren't for the union, like the janitors, they had like a union.
Mm-hmm.
And if it weren't for that union, like his people, his coworkers, his family, basically, if they hadn't gotten involved, because I believe they got like a lawyer for him. Mind you, the police were also denying him a lawyer. Okay, they were denying him a lawyer. Um, Thankfully, like the union got him a lawyer, and the lawyer basically told the police, "Y'all need to let him go, because of what is it called? Habeas corpus. Habeas corpus."
Corpus Christi.
No. No. Okay, so habeas corpus.
Javías.
Habeas corpus.
Javis.
Javis. No, so I hope I'm saying it right. It's Latin, I believe. So habeas corpus is basically it's I'm trying to say it in English, okay? Sorry, because I have it here in Spanish, but it's a legal proceeding okay, I'm complicating. Let's keep it simple. Basically, the lawyer said you have this man
In custody.
in custody with no evidence, no nothing. This is illegal. You have to release this. You have to release him because we're gonna get you like basically for kidnapping this man who has done zero crime.
Básicamente lo que hace ICE nowadays.
Horrible. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah. You're not even wrong. So es el procedimiento legal que invoca la jurisdicción.
Ay, es una palabra muy fuerte para ti.
Ay, sí pude.
Estoy orgulloso.
Gracias. Sí, de un tribunal para revisar la detención o el encarcelamiento ilegal de un individuo.
Ok, proceed.
Ajá, y solicita el custodio del... Ya, Y pues, obvious, la policía lo tenía que dejar ir. They let him go, obviously, because there was no proof. They were keeping him illegally. And I want you to know that after they let Hector go, they immediately had to take him to the hospital. Because that's how fucked
De
up.
lo madreado que lo dejaron.
The police left him, like, they beat him to a pulp, okay? He talked about them hanging, like, they, like, handcuffed him, took his arms, like, they were hanging, like, horrible, you know? Like, beating him, trying to confess, you know, trying to get him to, like, confess, you know? To something that he didn't do. And I'm sure he was horrified and scared, and
obviously,
you know, and like, you know, and I'm sure it even crossed his mind to be like, you know what, maybe I am the killer, you know, just to get it over with.
Ya déjame en paz.
Thankfully, like he didn't, like he never, because he wasn't the killer, and he was in the hospital for 10 days. He was
a
in
la
the
madre, se lo madrearon.
Yes.
Bien y bonito.
Yes, and so he rightfully sued the Chicago police.
He won?
He sued the police.
Yeah, but he won?
Yeah, he won. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. He won. He won $20,000.
Back in the time,
it equaled out to be 300,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it's worth now. So he won a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. And well, the city of Chicago, pissed. They were pissed because one, the police were sued. That money comes from the city. I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they had to pay, you know, this man who got beat up. And like now everybody's talking about how brutal the police is because this obviously went on the papers. Like it was something that a lot of people focused on. And two, the city was even more pissed because they still haven't caught the killer. So like, you know, so now the city of Chicago is like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are making us look bad. Do your jobs, you know? Mm-hmm. So now the police is getting like, you know, like there's more pressure on them. And instead of like this pressure like, you know, helping them to actually solve, or like to just click, like, maybe we should do a good job, to solve this case. They didn't. Like, instead, they were like, we need to find another guy to pin this on, And that's exactly what happened. And there's another suspect. His name his name is Richard. I'm trying to get his entire name right now. Googling nephew. I'm sorry, your laptop is a little wonky.
Échale con el laptop de tu lentitud.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so Richard Thomas. This is who I personally think is the real killer.
The killer of Susan?
Yes,
of
all of them. Of Frances Brown, Josephine, and Suzanne. Like, I truly believe this was their man. Like, this was the killer. Mm-hmm. Why do I say this? So, going more into the crimes themselves, especially with Suzanne, like, the way she was decapitated, cut up and everything, dismembered. Cut up sounds horrible, sorry. The way she was dismembered and everything, and even with, like, the other two victims of Frances and Josephine, it was very obvious that the killer was like, had surgical or, like, medical knowledge, like, because the cuts were very precise. Like, they were very precise, clean. So, there's a profile on this person, So, and Richard Thomas just so happened to be in the medical field. Like, he had this knowledge. The other thing that I personally think is very damning and should have been, like, further look into, he was a pedophile. And he had abused his own daughter. In fact, yeah, I know, it's so fucked up. He was even put in jail because of it. Because, like, like, he was charged for it and he was found guilty. And his daughter resembled Suzanne. They were both blonde. They were both, like, they looked very similar. Very, very similar. And I personally think that's, like, an MO, like
Yeah, but do you know if I know de Susan primero encontraron la cabeza y luego el cuerpo, pero si el cuerpo tenía signos de abuso?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did. Sadly, it's very unfortunate. So, yes, and see, that's the thing, because with Frances, with Josephine, they were killed. There was some sort of, like, maybe some sexual arousal there, but, like, it was, like, they weren't, like, it wasn't as bad as Suzanne's. I mean, it was still horrible. That's what I'm saying. It was horrible. But with Suzanne, like, he did some atrocious shit to her, like, to a child, And because I think out of the three, I think I might be mistaken, out of the three, like, they found, like, sexual abuse with Suzanne, a child. And again, like, se parecía mucho como la hija de él. And the other thing that I think is so damning, and I'm just kind of thinking, like, what the hell was the police thinking? He was also put in jail slightly, I believe, and he got in trouble for this because he wrote a ransom note to, like, a family, like, kidnapping a child for money,
With a lipstick?
Not with the lipstick, but, like, it was very similar to the ransom note they found with Suzanne. And the handwriting is very, very similar. However, when the police had him write and everything, like, they noticed the similarities, but they're like, it's not this quite. And then he confessed. He confessed that it was him, like, he confessed.
Oh, he confessed the crime?
He did. At first, he was all like, I did it. But the police, I don't even know what the heck they were thinking. They ruled him out. They ruled him out for two reasons. Two main reasons. There were multiple reasons, but these were the two main ones. One, because he was getting tried in Arizona, I believe. In Arizona, because that's where he committed the crime for molesting his daughter. So the police were like, he's trying to get out of Arizona and then come get tried here instead. You know, I don't know how that works. But, like, they thought that he was trying to, like, get out of Arizona. I believe Arizona might have, like,
maybe they have the
death penalty or something. I don't know. You know, I didn't investigate. That's my fault. And then the main reason, and which I personally think is, oh my God, it's just so stupid. Okay, Chicago police, I don't know what the hell y'all were thinking. When he was confessing his murder, and everything was going so well, and I'm pretty sure he did this on purpose. He told, like, they were like, where did you leave the body? And he was all like, oh yeah, the body. Like, everything was right up until here. And where he said, oh yeah, the body, I left it in a dumpster. Which was not true because they found it in a basement. So then the police were like, oh, can't be our guy. We're done here. We're done. Can't be our guy. Didn't confess right, you know? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But, like, do you not think that, like, maybe he would have said that because maybe ya no le convinió? You know, like, that maybe he said, like, maybe he lied on purpose, you know, like, so yeah, that's the reason why they didn't get Richard Thomas. And I don't care. This is gonna be the hill I die on. He was a killer. That is my lipstick killer, okay? Alleged. My personal opinion. Okay. Like, that's who I truly believe.
He was ruled out.
He was ruled out.
List of the suspects.
Yes, because he recanted. I hope that's the right word. He recanted his confession, or his confession had that major discrepancies, and the police were like, not our guy. We're not going to investigate anymore. And I want you to know, even the FBI looking into this, like, looking at this case and how the Chicago police handled it, the FBI is just saying, like, that's some stupid work right there. Like, the very words of the FBI, all right? Like, they were like, like, they laughed at the Chicago police because they were like, whoa, y'all are dumb, you know? I don't care. But moving on. So how did Bill become the killer? Basically, they beat the shit out of him. The same way they did to Hector, the same way they did to the 370 suspects. They beat the shit out of him. And let's not forget, Bill already had experience with the police. He has he was already beaten by the police before. He was terrified of the police. And to make matters worse, they, like, when they caught him for, like, stealing, that's when they discovered, you know, like, his collection of stolen items, the collection of the panties. Los cantones. Ahí descubrieron los cantones. And they're like, okay, this is weird. But, like, one thing that Bill had stolen from a home was surgical equipment. Oh. Yes. So when they found this... Error. Super mad. So when they found this in his collection, the police were like, our guy. This is our guy. We're done. We're freaking done. It's Bill. And because he was so young, 17, they forced him to confess. They drugged him. Okay? They drugged Bill. Bill never wanted, and he died. Sadly, he passed away. He died still saying that he was never the killer. Like, never the killer. Like, there's a picture right here. Like, they didn't even wait until he was fully healed.
After 6 days, Bill signed. I click on the Storm office to his shit.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So they were trying to get him to write very similar to this. I don't know how the police did it. Oh, well, yes, I do know. They bribed. I don't care. Y'all can come and sue me. Just kidding, just kidding. This is my personal opinion. Pero no, la policía, they, like, they, they forced him to write, like, you know, like, to compare,
note.
yes, to compare the writing. It's in this book. There are many pictures in here. You can see all the evidence here in this book. It is not similar. It is not similar at all. And because he's so drugged out of his freaking mind, he's giving a confession. He's giving a confession saying that, like, yes, it was me. I didn't do it. It was George. Who's George? My double personality. You know, like, because his name, I believe his name was William George Heirens. And another thing is, like, I believe they had found some sort of, like, handkerchief or some sort of note somewhere in, like, the crimes signed George, I believe. I think.
Okay.
I might be mistaken, but there was something in regards to that. So they were like, this is our guy. But, like, again, if we had found out that, like, a person nowadays was given truth serum, a drug, to confess, it would be this entire case, Bill as a suspect, the judge would have looked at that and thrown that out the window, okay? Like, that would have been like, you know, like, we're not, this is so unserious, you know? Like, that's a lawsuit right there. But no, they actually took him to trial. They took him to trial. A lot of lawyers were trying to help him, you know? Like, there were lawyers trying to help him, but it did not help that the media, the journalists, even the judges, everybody was already calling him the lipstick killer. So the entire world believed this story that it was him. And the media made up a lot of shit, okay? They publish shit. That's the only way.
As they do.
Yeah, as they do, and they still do. I don't even know why we even rely on them. They're horrible people. They release these stories to get, you know, these sensational stories to get ratings, to get people to buy these things. So now the entire world believed that Bill was a killer when he was not. Like, he wasn't. Like, you know, like, when he gave his confession, he recanted it too. Like, he's like, I'm not the killer. Like, I was never me. But when he went into trial, the jury, like, it was over. It was over the minute he stepped in there. And so he was sentenced
to what?
life. He was sentenced to life.
Without possibility of parole? Or?
Yes, it was without the possibility of parole. Eventually, the author here, Dolores, she was a lawyer herself. In fact, she was on the Suzanne case. Like, she was a lawyer for them before she switched sides. All right, that's kind of weird, but it's not weird. But, like, she personally met Bill, and, like, her working so closely with these cases, I'm sure she realized the truth. I want y'all to know, this case, with Bill, the lipstick killer, with Suzanne, it's all a cover up. It's a cover up. Like, trying to find files, trying to find evidence and everything. Like, the police destroyed it. They lost it. You know, like, yeah, no, I know that. Like, but she knows all about this because she worked so well, you know, like, with it. And she met Bill personally. Eventually, I believe he did end up getting parole. He ended up, like, living in some sort of, like, jail place. It was like a room, like an apartment, but, like, he was still a prisoner, you know? He was still a prisoner, and he was never fully released. And it sucks because a lot of lawyers really, who truly believe that he was innocent. In fact, I believe the victim, Josephine's family, I believe a sister, or Frances Brown, I can't remember. when they were looking at the evidence, the trial and everything, they also believed, and I might be wrong, I might be so wrong, but I'm more than positive I read this. They didn't believe he was the killer. They never believed he was, and they they unfortunately, even though I'm saying like, well, I don't believe he was the killer, was enough, because Suzanne's family truly believed this 17-year-old boy
was. I mean, they want like a good.
They wanted somebody to blame.
Want justice,
they wanted justice, rightfully so.
That's understandable.
It is understandable, and it sucks. Me personally, I don't know. Like, I can't even speak on behalf of them, because like I've never been in a position like that. It's truly devastating to lose a child in such a horrible way. Like, I'm sure all that anger clouded the judgment. To this day, they will still praise the police and everything. Like, they made it so hard for Bill to ever see justice. Even like many years after, even with like all this information out and everything, they made it basically impossible for him.
So what happened to him?
He died in jail. He died, let me see. William Heirens.
He never applied for a retrial or something like that.
He did. Like, he applied for a lot of things. And I think at one point he just kind of gave up. Yeah, he gave up. He even wrote a book. Like, he's got books out there, stories, and he, to this day, like, this, I believe this is a true story. Like, this, what Dolores has to say, is a true story about William Heirens.
But what happened? He was a killer.
He died, unfortunately, as a killer. He died on March 5th of 2012. In 2012.
Not that long.
Not that long ago. I believe he was sick. He was sick, and he ended up passing away in jail. So he was never freed. And to this day, unfortunately, he is known as the lipstick killer. But a lot of people, like myself, don't believe he is. Bueno, guys, aquí termina nuestro episodio. Ya se nos terminó la botana. We're drunk, we're good, but hopefully we can see you guys for the next episode. Thank you so much for this episode. Our next episode is going to be very exciting.
Nuestro siguiente episodio va a ser en 2 semanas. Les voy a dar una pequeña pista. Es un serial killer de Chicago, no muy buen conocido. Era un asesino de color y pobre.
Otro pobre.
Entonces, nos vemos en 2 semanas. Stay tuned.